3, 2, 1, action.
So it is 3 days since that happened.
Liam Jacobs returns to the
Liam Jacobs back
Liam
in the
Jacobs
DA.
returns
Liam
to the
Jacobs.
DA for South Africa.
We welcome him back with open arms. It's great to have him back home.
And many people ask why? Why? Tell him there is human nature. Okay, no, seriously. Why?
I'm back in the DA. I'm back. Beautiful. It is very, very beautiful. This is a different level of excitement. I've never seen this level of excitement on Facebook also. Yeah, I was gonna break the internet. That's what we want to do. So when you do the post for this, are you going to change any lighting? Or sometimes the road out is the road back. Ek is Liam Jacobs en ek kom pad. Good? Yeah. Okay. How are you? Welcome back. Thank you so much. Good morning, Claudia. Granville, good morning. I think that is possible. But before that, I finished this water. Before that, I will get myself some water. So hold on just so for 2 seconds. We are. This photo is getting bigger and bigger. That's all good. I'm telling you this, WhatsApp is burning now. Like WhatsApp is on fire. Let me tell you, I don't even think, you see, it's already, the WhatsApp groups is already like this. You were removed. Hey, heartbreak, removed. Yeah, there.
But many people are going to ask, why? Said certain things about the DA. I've held certain positions. I've done a lot in the past year that can be seen as contradictory to this. And one of the things that, before I say why, is something that I have to qualify, is that I've made the claim that the DA performs selective governance and performs governance. It doesn't actually do it. And when you look at that statement, it's very easy to say it as a slogan. It's very easy to say such a thing and you just say it and score political points. Very easy. But it is a statement that comes undone when you look at it deeper and when you actually interrogate what it is saying. And it is a statement that comes undone when you realize that good governance is actually what changes lives. Because what's the opposite? There's no such thing as transformative governance that exists without good governance. There's no changing people's lives if you're not actually governing well. Because if you're governing well, that means that you have the capacity to change lives. If you're governing poorly, nobody's life is getting changed. The government doesn't work, and the people inside of the government are benefiting in ways that they should not. That is why when I spoke about selective governance, when I spoke about performing governance, these are statements that I can't hold, and these are positions that I simply will not hold for the sake of my conscience. And those are things that I retract. And one more thing before I get into the reasons. In the past 3 days, I've received so much love, so much support, so much kindness. And it speaks to me not only of the party that I've come back to, but also the country that I live in. And I'm very excited to once again be in a space where I can use my gifts to benefit this country, not personalities, not individuals, but the people of this country. So, without further ado, for the why. I'm not talking about Kimberly. I've heard the funny thing being said is that we never trusted him. There's been no trust, and we knew. That's a lie. There was no way of knowing that this was going to happen. Because if there was, I wouldn't be as confident about having me go into Parliament. So I'll leave it at that. I turned down a seat back in Parliament in the name of values and in the name of the people of this country. So the first thing is the PA and the ANC. Yes, there are different parties. That is true in a legal sense. And yes, there are many parties inside of the Government of National Unity, the GNU. All these things are true. And many people say that, yes, everybody has now sold out because everybody is together. It's not the case. The EFF and controversies party are being kept out with good reason. The economy would tank, everything would crash if they were in charge. I am very glad that they are not. Now, both the PA and the DA are inside of the GNU. Both parties are inside of the Government of National Unity, but they do different things. The PA is a cheerleader of the ANC. It is the happy-clappy, non-critical, supportive best friend of the ANC and of Cyril Ramaphosa within the Government of National Unity. Whereas the DA in this Government of National Unity, yes, has executive positions, but uses its parliamentary seats to protect the people of this country. I mean, if you look at what is going on with the president right now, it is the DA that says the rule of law must prevail, the processes must happen, and that's that. And it is the PA that says, we will defend Ramaphosa. We will defend him no matter what, because it is actually an attack on the PA. That is a blatant lie, and that is something that I would not defend. I would never ever defend that. Now you can think about it. Imagine if I actually went back to Parliament and took the offer to go back to Parliament. Can you imagine me having fought my entire career against corruption? I've fought for a better life for all South Africans, and that is something that I will continue to do. Can you imagine having to go back, and should the process come out, should there be wrongdoing, have to defend someone uncritically? No matter the position, no matter who it is, nobody in this country is above the rule of law. And that is something that I would protect. That is something that I would protect with everything that I have in me. It is this constitution. It is fundamentally what has enabled many of us to participate in a democracy and to have a democracy. How can I fight against that? It's a matter of principle. Then there was the instruction to defend Fadil Adams. If you're not too acquainted with the Fadil Adams matter, now, the instruction to defend Fadil Adams and the support for Fadil Adams was made on the basis of saying, no, it's because he's colored that this is happening. That is a ridiculous thing to say.
I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing.
Now, the allegations against Fadil Adams are allegations that belong to Fadil Adams. They're not allegations that belong to colored people, because colored people did not do what the allegations are saying that Fadil Adams did.
Just because you name him Darren don't mean he belonged to Darren.
This is one man's case that can't reflect the entire community. And here's the thing. We can't keep talking about the colored community as just one group of people. We are very, very, very diverse. We have different political leanings. We have different ways of saying things. Some of us have different ways of doing things. And if this is all the case, yes, we share culture in a lot of aspects. But if this is all the case, why is it then that we must defend somebody else just on the basis of race alone? That makes absolutely no sense. And here's the thing. For me, non-racialism is always going to be an important thing. It is tremendously important. I mean, I was raised on Takalani Sesame, okay? I was raised on SABC2 in the 2000s. You come from all of that, you learn that everyone in this country, before they are whatever they are a person. They are an individual, worthy of love, worthy of human dignity, and worthy of respect. Then on xenophobia. Now when it comes to xenophobia, we must dissect this thing properly, and I'm going to make a full video on this. But when it comes to xenophobia, the rule of law is the most important thing. Having secure borders is a tremendously important thing. But when you speak about things and say things that incite violence against people, that degrade the humanity of people, that take away from another person's ability to exist, when you say things that are adjacent to what the likes of Operation Dudula speak of, when you say all of these things, you are adding fuel to the flame that is going to eventually cause blood to run across the streets of our country. And it is not those who are inciting now that are going to have to speak about this and tell the international community why it happened. There's many of us in the future who are going to have to go around the world and explain to the international community why bloodshed took place in this country. And the PA's rhetoric is a violent rhetoric. What they say about xenophobia and their xenophobic leanings are dangerous, fundamentally. And that is why I could not see myself as part of that anymore. Above all else, I think that South Africa's sovereignty needs to be protected, that we need to uphold the rule of law, that human rights need to be protected, and that our borders need to be secured. Then there are no governance structures in the PA. The PA's decisions are made by one man only, and you'll be disciplined, you will feel disciplined, you will get appointed, you will get unappointed, you will get removed, you will get thrown out wherever, you will get sent to wherever on a Facebook live stream. That is not politics. That is not a real party with a real system. Because systems are put in place to protect people within the parties. Systems are put in place so that everybody gets a fair shot to determine where they want to be and where the people decide where they want people to be, who they want their leaders to be, and so on. And if you don't have that, you have an organization that can be flipped around, thrown around, disorganized, reorganized, unorganized on the emotions and feelings of one leader. There's no stability in that. And long term, can you imagine being a part of that? And then the last point, cadre deployment. I actually encourage you watching this to go and watch any of the sports, arts and culture portfolio committee meetings in the past few months, and watch as board members of many entities within the department get asked about what their political affiliations are. It's shocking that many of them seem to come from the same place and not how they were directly called up into these places. So I think when we look at that, we must ask ourselves, what type of country, what type of municipality, what type of province do we want to be building? Do you want to build one where a leader can decide, no matter what the law is, doesn't matter what the law is saying, where a leader can decide, hey, I know you, yeah, you can come into this position. But that's not fair. That's not going to build a country. In fact, it is Zuma politics dressed up in 2026 fashion. It is the same thing that destroyed this country under Jacob Zuma. It is the same thing that hurt you and I. It is the same thing that we are still fighting to this day in South Africa, is the era of Jacob Zuma. And this is Jacob Zuma in a smaller theater. But we have to ask ourselves, is that theater where it stops? Or does that theater then enter into the municipalities? Do you want Zuma back in your municipality in new clothes? That is the question that you have to be asking yourself. I want to end the video by saying this. I trusted the Patriotic Alliance. I trusted Gayton. I believed everything. But I'm only human. And much like many other South Africans, where the PA has went in municipalities and in wards, in those same municipalities and in wards, the PA also exits in the next election. It's not why. It is because, much like myself, many South Africans experience that what is told, what is said, what is intended is not always what is experienced and what is felt. My urge is, let's look towards the future. Let's see what country we can build together. When we all hold hands despite our differences and we come together in that diversity. I'm excited for what lies ahead. Very, very excited to go to all of these different places and to do what it is that I really, really love doing. And that is changing the lives of ordinary South Africans like myself. And I'll see you soon. Away.
On the beat, shebang. All of my ops, they're making lives on Facebook.